God, you're still here.
You're still here. I'm so excited. Okay, so today we're going to talk about income producing activities.
You will hear this a lot on team pages because it is so important to not be wasting your time doing things that are not important, especially when time is of the essence. So if Scentsy is not your full-time gig, meaning you're not doing this all day long, that means if you're a mom, you're not doing this all day long, okay? So that goes for you guys too. You're not just stay-at-home moms. You're also running businesses here. You're a stay-at-home mom.
Yeah.
Okay, so these are gonna be things that you can do to run your business so that you are going in the right direction. You don't wanna waste your time doing things that are not going to build your business and then wonder why you haven't progressed.
Yep, time is money. Time is money. So, we're going to give you a few tips on things that you can do. And these are things that we've experienced and maybe not done in the beginning or wish we would have started them right from the get-go to share with you.
Yep.
And the first thing we're going to talk about, by the way, income producing activities. When we say IPA, that's what we mean, not the drink. Fun fact. So, power hour. Your power hour is literally
when you have an hour to spare.
Yes, and it doesn't have to be in a row. You can do 10 minutes here, 10 minutes there, 10 minutes here, 10 minutes on the toilet for all I care. You do when you want to do it. Okay, so power hour, what is it? Your power hour is something that we're going to provide you that Scentsy has offered to us. It is in your Google Drive, and it is a sheet that you can use daily. I highly recommend laminating it. Yes. Use a dry erase marker, write on it every day, save the trees, right? So it's gonna let you, you put a goal down for your month, and then you're gonna put what you earned. You're gonna make a goal for everything, your PRV, your sponsoring, whatever you want. It's gonna help you with follow-up, networking, building your business, checking in with customers, follow-up, and sharing the opportunity. So we're gonna put this in the Google Drive for you, and we're gonna let you use it to how you want to. I still use this in my business today, and I've been doing this for almost 5 years. Front load. What the heck's front load?
What is front load? So you have a calendar, right? And it's 1 through at least 30 days, sometimes 28. Front load means you're gonna load the front of your calendar with all your parties so that your PRV is taken care of for the month.
Exactly, and whenever you do it, you wanna do it for the next month, right? Not this month, try for next month. So that every month you're booking the next month. It'll help you not have gray hairs and have to color them.
If you are in July, you should have already been working July. What's before July?
June.
In June. Okay, so if you're in July and you're in July 1st, you're like, what am I gonna do for July? You're too late. Start it in June. Unless you're new.
Yeah,
we'll give you a little bit of grace.
Right?
It's fine. Pro tip here is to work in the next month in the current month.
Front load. #book load.
Book load.
All right.
The number one thing is that you're going to work on your business because it is important to you. But your business is not important to your customers. They're not thinking like you, okay? Walmart and all these other places that you may shop at, I don't know where I was going with that.
It's okay because, she actually had it very good in the first place. So she was saying that Walmart, when you walk into a Walmart, you don't feel like, oh, wow, I'm so welcomed here.
No.
That's what you want to do with follow-up. You want your customers to know, thank you for shopping. When you leave Walmart, no one's like, hey, Kayla, thank you for buying all of those groceries.
Here's a sample just for doing that.
Yeah, no.
Hey, Kayla, thank you for buying all of those groceries. Here's a sample just for doing that. Yeah, no.
They don't do that, so be different. Be that person. Make them want to come back to you.
And your business is your priority, not somebody else's. So work your business and follow up.
Next, go live on Facebook, Instagram, wherever with the product. You should pick maybe 3 or 4 things if you have it on hand and just go live with it. Share what you love about it. If you don't like it, don't share it. Be you, be authentic.
Share what you're using.
Okay?
Which is why you should use the diffuser, because it is the most expensive thing in our catalog. And if you're not
sharing it, if you're not using it, how are we going to share it?
Next, we have
find events. So that's really easy to do. Google it. Local events happening near me.
It is. But not only is it just that, It's thinking about everyday places that you go.
Creating your own events.
If
I
you
used to set up at our local gym. So we have a gym here, and I got really in tight with the gym manager because I moved to this area as a director to a brand new area where I knew nobody, and they didn't know what Scentsy was in this area. Okay? No idea. Now everybody has scent circles. I'm just saying it's not a coincidence. How do you do that? You go into a local business. You get accustomed to whoever is there. You become friends with them, and then you say, hey, is it okay if I set up just one day during this amount of hours and just share my business? Usually, you build a relationship, they're not going to say no. And then you set up and then just take their names and numbers and follow up.
Yeah, following up. And that's
Don't
it. You're not
overthink
spamming.
it. No.
Not spamming. You're just following up. Genuinely building relationships.
And creating your own events if they don't exist.
Exactly. So another thing that kind of branches off of that is contacting organizations for fundraisers. And that leads into where I was going to talk about the pet stuff, is where you could do like a local, like your local vet's office, you could do a fundraiser for them. And we will have it in your tabs a little bit about fundraisers for Scentsy, some ideas so we don't have to bore you guys. Not bore you.
We are
not boring,
fun.
but not to get you guys overwhelmed with things. We want you to be ready and have success.
Yes.
So another thing would be finding people to take those basket parties.
That we talked about earlier.
Someone that you know that maybe goes to work.
Nurses are the best ones. I used to
They
send my
are.
mom with basket parties, and her nurse friends on their little break hour, she'd be whipping out $700 parties, and I was like, Mom. Oh my
Yeah,
gosh,
exactly. So people
totally.
sharing that, and you know what? I have a couple other ideas. Is like I'm in the military, a family, and I would share it with my FRG every time I would go.
FRG.
FRG. Yeah.
Write that down.
Family readiness group. I'm sorry, for the military. So it was just a group of spouses that work together. So it doesn't have to be someone going to an office. Just any type of group of people that you might know.
Your kid's preschool.
Exactly. Things like that.
Good people.
Other PRV activities would be
Schedule VIP group post. So it can sometimes get hard to remember to post to your group. And the less that you post, the less active they become. The less active they become, the less people see your posts when you post them. So if you're regularly posting in them by scheduling your posts, then it becomes postastic. How many times did I say post?
income producing, IPAs, prospecting, and sponsoring.
Yes. So we're talking about income producing activities for sponsoring.
And prospecting.
What is prospecting?
Prospecting is finding future customers.
Important.
Sponsoring is
Finding future sponsor recruits.
yes,
People who join your team.
exactly. So the first thing we want to mention is flipping a party host into a teammate.
That is the number one way to sponsor.
It truly is. And until recently, I just started doing it.
And that's how I built my business from the get-go. Was literally just being like having someone buy a warmer, host a party, and then as I'm coming to drop off the orders, like, you know what, why don't you just join my team and you can do this for a living? And they would join on spot. But now we have a beautiful way where if a party gets to $200, you can offer them to join your team for $50
Yeah, there's a $52 kit, and they can use their host rewards
to get that.
to get $20 off, so they could pay $32. But if it gets even more, it can be free.
And if you want to, you can give them that party to close as their first party or not. That's up to you to offer.
Exactly, and we're gonna put more details in there for you on examples of how to say, would you like to host to join? And also a little bit of how to do it. It's in your Google Drive. Next,
Is have 10 opportunity conversations. So what is an opportunity conversation?
it's a mouthful. That's
It
what
is
it
a
is.
mouthful, yeah.
Opportunity conversations.
Yeah.
Exactly. So, opportunity conversations is basically when you're planting a seed.
And then watering it happens later. So you're saying, oh my gosh, your personality would be perfect on my team.
What?
Yes, you're so bubbly and uplifting. I feel like we could just totally use that as a great vibe. for
I don't
my
have
team.
time for that.
It doesn't matter if you have time. Scentsy works around your life,
Really?
not your life working around it.
Really?
Yes, girl.
I can do it whenever I want.
Whenever you want.
Wherever I
and I
want?
would help mentor you so that you do it in the right direction.
Okay. So, all right. I'm kind of interested. Can you send me some more information?
Oh, you bet your sweet butt I can.
The next advice is opportunity packets.
Yes, so these are where you're going to put together different content, but you don't just want to send it. You don't just want to send someone a catalog and a tester or samples and a bunch of information. You want to make sure they get that information, and then you follow up with them on what that packet consists of.
And Heather just explained to you a little bit about what she does for opportunity packets. I, like I've said, I've been all online. I send emails, opportunity emails. And you guys will be able to see an example of what we have provided you in the Google Drive to see something that you can actually send to a potential new person of a little bit about what we're about.
Which is great, especially if you don't have a bunch of that stuff to send to them right now.
Exactly.
It's all at your fingertips.
And you can use what we've provided you, or you can take it and you can make it your own, whatever you want to do. But it'll give you something to provide instead of having, I like to call it, Scentsy vomit. When they're like, ooh, I'm interested, and you're like, ooh, join, vacations, hey. No, you don't want to overwhelm them.
Nope.
All you care about at this point is getting a contact for them so you can follow up.
100%. If you need more help on what that looks like, go to your workstation, go to your team page, go to your sponsor, go to your director.
Exactly. The next thing you're going to want to do is make sure that you are following up on those leads.
Correct.
Not just leads for people who want to join. People that maybe would have become customers. So that's very important. Just because someone said no, I want you to rethink. We're going to do a moment here. We're going to have a moment, right?
This just got big. We're both right now.
When you hear someone tell you no, this is what you should be hearing. Not right now. I said no for 2 years. I sit here on my throne of lies when I tell you I should have said yes a long time ago. And
well, you have to say yes when you're ready to say yes.
Exactly. And you said yes.
Not correct. You said yes. And also, I was going to piggyback off of that.
Following up on leads.
With following up. So basically, if you make a post on Facebook and somebody comments on it, somebody likes it, somebody shares it, reacts to it anyway, follow up with that reaction in a private message. Like, hey, I saw that you liked my post. I was wondering if you wanted some more information. Can I get you a sample in your hands to smell?
Exactly.
Don't just stop at them liking your post. Go further with that in a very personal way.
And a great way through social media is through stories. Because a lot of people will go through and react to stories, and that's my favorite part of the day, to reach out and say, hey, I saw you were interested.
I saw that you saw it, because you can stalk to see who looked at your story or not.
Exactly. So following up with that lead is important. And then you're going to
ask for referrals. So maybe they don't want to buy from you. Maybe they don't want to host a party. Maybe they don't want to join your team. You've asked all three of those questions. Ask them if they know somebody who might be interested, and offer maybe a free sample if they provide that.
Exactly. So asking for referrals is going to branch your business out further than you can reach.
The best way that I got referrals, though, was actually by setting up drawing slips at local businesses. And when people filled them out to try and get a free sample or whatever, and then I would just follow up with those people.
And there's so many ways that you can do that. And
think outside the box.
Exactly. The next thing is going to be sharing your Scentsy story. That
Even
might be
though
scary.
it just started.
Yeah, sharing it though. Literally, when I first joined, this is a little segment. We're going to do a moment of like, all right, pause. Hey guys, I'm Kayla. Welcome to my story. No, not really. I joined because I was like, hey, you know what? I'm going to get some discounts, right?
She was not that fun about joining.
No.
She pre-planned everything.
I did. But that's not the reason. Sharing your story helps people relate
to why you joined. It helps them to implement it into their own lives.
Exactly. I was a military spouse with two kids. Yeah, they're toddlers. And I needed something for myself, self-accomplishment. I needed my husband to not get mad whenever I spent all this money on Scentsy. And I needed to build relationships I never knew I would need.
That's 100%. I can feel that. I joined for $300, but when I hit Shooting Star and it's a Social Start Level 3 and started promoting, the amount of self-accomplishment that I had felt for the first time in a long time after children and, going through that endless emotion, it just made me feel good.
All right, now stop what you're doing. Think about it. Anybody who's watching this video right now, did you relate to anything that we just said? Any of it? Did you?
It was authentic.
What is it? Lend me an ear? Lend me an ear. Okay, if you did, that is sharing your story. Just talking about it. Not writing a novel and expecting someone to read it. Going live. Telling people in person. Something about your story, whether you just joined or whether you're resetting or whether you're sitting in a chair with a dear friend you met on a cruise you earned and training a bunch of amazing bosses. No matter where you're at, understanding your story matters.
It does.
Okay? Next, we talked about hosting in-person opportunity events.
We did.
But what is that again? An opportunity event? You can do it virtual too. Ask people if they're interested in joining your team. Say, hey, let's meet up for coffee.
We could do a Zoom where you have multiple people all asking questions for why they should. That would be an opportunity event. When you have multiple people who are interested in joining your team, coming together, asking questions together, feeding off of each other, feeling the vibe, and then they all join because everybody's like, yes,
excited, we got
they feel
this.
a part of a community.
It is so much fun joining with a friend. I know you guys might think you might be competing against each other or you might not, make it, but joining with a friend is so much fun, I promise you. The last thing we're going to talk about was I wrote down bacon taco Facebook event.
So I understand.
I hungry?
Let's talk about it. But what is bacon?
No, bacon's delicious. I may have just
tastes
wanted
very
bacon at the time. I don't know.
This is just delicious.
It's delicious.
Everybody wants a bite of it.
We're going to go with let's talk about it Facebook event.
Yes.
And what is that?
So a Facebook event is an online party where you are much better at explaining than I am.
Okay, so it's an online party. We're basically kind of like you thought about a Zoom for the opportunity meeting, but a little less formal. You're inviting people to come, and you're just saying, hey, I'm going to talk to you guys about something. A little bit about the join, a little bit about your story, a little bit of how it can bless them, not you. It's not about you. It's about them.
It's about them.
So there's so many different ways, and we could talk about this for hours, but we just wanted to tell you a few.
We didn't put all this makeup on to be blue in the face, okay?
Right, isn't it? And I'm gonna be a sumo wrestler today.
I cannot.
That's my plan. We're gonna share with you next.